Tanzania attracts yet another major energy summit.
80% of Tanzania use clean cooking solutions.
Good evening. I am Teddy Mparinyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango has directed the Ministry of State, President's Office, Regional Administration and Local Government to work on the construction of a modern market and a bus station in the Iguga district in Tabora, urging the parliamentarians in the area to encourage the use of clean energy for cooking to preserve the environment and health of the citizens. The Vice President has given the directives earlier today after starting his 4-day working visit to the Tabora region.
Kwa hiyo muendelee, mjue kwamba serikali ya Mama Samia iko nyuma yenu. Tutawapatia kila msaada.
You should all be aware that the government of President Samia is behind you. We shall provide you with any assistance necessary so that production and contribution to the economy can go forward. We shall improve roads, water supply services. President Samia has implemented a lot of development projects. Therefore, shall we indeed fulfill these remaining projects.
Mheshimiwa Rais amefanya mambo makubwa na serikali yake, serikali ya CCM, hatutashindwa hayo yaliyobaki.
On the other hand, the Minister of Agriculture, Hussein Bashir, assures the resident of the region that the government will continue to protect the farmers, and this time by establishing a warehouse receipt system for crops grown in the region, insisting that the goal of the system is to eliminate middlemen who buy crops at the lower price compared to the market price.
Nimekuta wakulima hapa kisadolini kile cha kilo 2 wanapewa shilingi 1,200, 1,300. Ni wizi.
I found the farmers getting less what they deserve. If we compare the price that they are selling their crops and the universal price, then you realize that it is unfair trade. Therefore, next year we shall use the warehouse receipt system. District and regional leaders should start preparations to identify warehouse in villages in order to introduce some of these crops.
Tanzania will host a National Energy Investment Summit from November 12th to the 13th in Dar es Salaam, which expects to benefit the nation through trade agreements, investments in the oil and gas industry, and technological advancements in the field of renewable energy. Here are more details.
Introducing the conference, which is expected to be held from November 12th to 13th in Dar es Salaam, the Executive Director of Tanzania Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Rafael Mgaya, says the conference comes at the right time when the government is in discussion on the implementation of the $40 billion LNG gas project.
We'll be able to see a lot of opportunities that will be that are existing, especially with that kind of that kind of project, which will open up a lot of other opportunities.
On the other hand, the executive director of Amson's Group, Salim Baade, says the government is currently implementing the clean cooking energy agenda. Hence, through the conference, the country will have the opportunity to learn modern technologies on the agenda, while the managing director of HBZ International, Herman Zedin, adds the summits will also involve exhibition of energy technologies.
Our government has adopted a national clean cooking strategy of 10 years from 2024-2034 with an objective of ensuring all Tanzanians, 80% of Tanzania use clean cooking solutions.
And we will also have an exhibition where we invite solution providers, not just solution providers, we invite energy companies who wants to showcase their latest updates for them to emphasize their presence in Tanzania. To partner with us as an exhibitor, we have received tremendous response and we are about to confirm them in the coming weeks. We have an exhibition floor consisting of such solution providers and energy companies.
The conference expects to attract more than 100 locals and foreign investors from the energy sector, opening new business opportunities.
To understand more on the summit, we are joined live by Herman Zaiden, who is the Managing Director of HBZ International. Mr. Zaiden, welcome to TBC News.
Thank you. Thank you, Teddy.
First and foremost, how is this summit different from other summits we've ever heard of?
Okay, firstly, we are proud to be here. I'm always happy to return to Tanzania. Firstly, we work closely in close partnership with TAUMEC, Tanzania Association of Oil Marketing Companies. We work closely with them in terms of organizing agenda, speakers, and talking about speakers. We have a special convened conference committee, and the Executive Director of TAUMEC, Rafael Magaya, and also Mr. Salim Bab, the Executive Director of Amson's Group, Camel Oil, will, and along with other key members of the industry, will ensure that the agenda topics discussed during the event is thoroughly vetted and are only relevant topics. So that's one USP for our event. And another, finally, just a quick one, the timing of the event. As Tanzania concludes landmark negotiations and also renewable energy becoming a growing focus, it is a timely event that will close 2024 nicely for Tanzania's energy industry.
Okay. Another question on how can Tanzanian energy stakeholders capitalize on the summit?
Yes, I would say they need to capitalize on the summit because tremendous resources and effort has been done to showcase Tanzania's energy industry over 2 days. So on 12 and 13 November at Johari Rotana Hotel, over 2 power-packed days, we will be talking and showcasing Tanzania's energy industry, not just to the local region, but to an international audience. Yeah. So we urge local stakeholders, regional stakeholders to come participate either as a visitor, a delegate, exhibitor, sponsor. You have to be there.
Okay. What are the key outcomes you expect from the meeting?
Okay, the key outcomes of the meeting, the most important thing is, at the end of the day, we want to showcase Tanzania as a viable and sustainable investment destination for the energy industry, for the oil and gas, and also the growing emphasis on renewable energy. So again, I repeat, the outcome really is just to showcase Tanzania's energy industry as a sustainable and viable investment destination for the energy industry.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Herman.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Okay. And on to the next news. The Minister of Finance, Mwigulu Nchemba, has acknowledged support extended by the United Bank of Africa, UBA, in financing various development projects in Tanzania. Nchemba made the acknowledgement when he met and held talks with the bank's Executive Director, Jibenga Makinda, in Dar es Salaam, insisting that the government is implementing various strategic projects, welcoming the bank to invest in construction, including railways and power generation.
We network and see how we can work together. We are almost completing the hydropower project. It's over 98%, close to 99, something like that. And now we are now struggling to see how we can work on transmission. Because after generation, we have now a task of seeing to it how we transmit the generated power from the hydropower.
On the other hand, the UBA Executive Director says his bank has been financially cooperating with Tanzania in implementing various development projects, including the Julius Nyerere hydropower station, and will continue to cooperate directly with the government in more relevant projects.
And I know the role that UBA plays in each countries where we operate by supporting government in major projects. But here, what we do essentially is to support contractors, and a major one is the Julius Nyerere hydropower project, where we are supporting the JV of Arab contractors and as well the electrics. I was there on Friday to see, because we have a branch there, so I was there to visit our branch there, and then I was super impressed about the level of progress. It almost completed.
UBA is a financial institution that has been in the country for 15 years and it has more than 20 branches in the African countries and other branches in European countries and the United States. Furthermore, the Minister of Finance, Mwigulu Nchemba, says China has reached the final stages of financing the construction of the modern standard gauge railway, which is currently underway for the 5th section from Mwanza to Isaka, vowing to work on further requests for the 6th section from Tabora to Kigoma. Here are more details.
Nchemba made the remarks when he met and held talk with the Chinese ambassador in the country, Chen Mingyang, in Dar es Salaam, focusing on some of the key cooperation issues between China and Tanzania, which marks 6 years now.
Tunakushukuru kwa taarifa ambayo umetupatia kwamba iko hatua za mwisho za.
We are grateful for the tariff that you have given us, and we are in the final stages of the approval process. And we are also grateful that the request for the 6th piece has been received and is being worked on.
On the other hand, the Chinese ambassador in the country, Chen Mingyang, says her country prioritizes ties with Tanzania amongst other following directives issued by the country leader, Jinping, who ordered to make China-Tanzania relations a model for China-Africa relations and global South cooperation.
And as the developing country, we want to develop in a fast way, because we always feel time is not in favor of us. I believe you feel the same way. So my colleague will talk with our department in charge and to speed up. And so far as I know, and I was told it will be finished recently. That is the message I got.
She says the large amount of funds has been allocated in China's 3-year cooperation plan that will be directed to projects on green economy issues, business, and ICT.
The Russian ambassador to Tanzania, Andrea Vetisian, says Mwalimu Julius Nyerere was a dedicated and patriotic leader with a vision that has laid foundation for the modern-day Tanzania and its principles. Speaking in an exclusive interview with my colleague Faithan Gaga, Ambassador Vetisian asserts that the ideology such as that of the Arusha Declaration of 1967 is a clear indication that Mwalimu Nyerere knew exactly where he wanted to take the country economically, politically, and socially.
During Mwalimu Nyerere's tenure, how were the ties between Russia and Tanzania?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be to the TBC News again, and I would like to stress that the ties between my country and Julius Nyerere and liberation movement in Tanganyika started even before his tenure as the president of the country. The Soviet Union then supported the liberation struggle against colonialism of Tanganyika and the whole region of East and South Africa, and welcomed immediately the independence of Tanganyika. And in fact, just 2 days after this independence was proclaimed, my country officially recognized the new state in Africa, and later immediately recognized the independence of Zanzibar, and it went on after the creation of the United Republic of Tanzania. And since then, Mwalimu Nyerere was a good friend of my country. He visited Russia in 1969, and it was a part of very intense exchange of political meetings, political dialogue. We were very close at that time, and we continue to be close now. After Mwalimu Nyerere passed away in October 1999, the Russian Academy of Sciences organized a special conference in his memory. And later, the Cultural Center here in Dar es Salaam translated the content of this conference, and we published it in English here in Dar es Salaam. And this book I can give you as a souvenir of our meeting today. Julius Nyerere, a humanist, politician, thinker. And we published it here twice already. So it is interesting that people who come to the Russian Cultural Center, they are very happy to see this book here and take it with them. And this means that the memory of Mwalimu Nyerere is cherished both in Tanzania and abroad, particularly in Russia.
What do you think the international community, international leaders can emulate from Mwalimu Nyerere's style of leadership and philosophy? Because you spoke of how universal his ideas were.
His dedication to his cause, his patriotism, his vision of his country's future. Let me just mention the Arusha Declaration. And my country also welcomed the Arusha Declaration in 1967 as a clear sign that Mwalimu Nyerere knew how to move forward. His vision meant very deep reforms, very deep progressive reforms for his country. And what we see now in Tanzania, beautiful, flourishing country and people, is to very big extent what Mwalimu put into the foundation of this country.
Citizens of Mozambique living in Tanzania are expected to vote tomorrow at various centers designated in 9 regions of mainland Tanzania and the islands as part of the country's presidential election. Nasa Kingu has more details.
I am here at the Embassy of Mozambique in Dar es Salaam to meet the ambassador of Mozambique to Tanzania, Ricardo Mtumbuida, who says this election is an important moment not only for Mozambique but also for Tanzania.
I always say that Mozambique and Tanzania are not just neighbors, we are brothers.
4 political parties have nominated candidates for this year's presidential election.
We have 4 presidential candidates. Frelimo has a candidate, MDM also has a candidate, among others.
But what are the top pressing issues for the Mozambicans right now?
The people of Mozambique need development. Also, the people of Mozambique need peace. That has been the major challenge currently.
Ambassador Ricardo Mtumbuida calls on all citizens of Mozambique to turn out in large numbers tomorrow to choose a successor to President Filipe Nyusi after his 2 terms.
I urge the people of Mozambique to turn up in numbers and vote.
Since the times of Samora Machel and the founding father of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, Tanzania and Mozambique continues to deepen their close historical ties. Nasa Kingu, TBC News.
Njombe Regional Commissioner Anthony Mtaka says the Tanzania Postal Corporation should come up with strategic competitive services to match with the current commercial trend in the country and abroad. Mtaka made the call when he met with the workers of the corporation, insisting that the 6-phase government has given sufficient support to improve the organization, making it an ideal time for the corporation to offer more professional services to attract more customers than the private sector.
Katika usafirishaji wa parcel mizigo, mnaona leo watu wanaamini mabasi, wanatuma parcel zinaenda.
In the delivery of parcels, people have a lot of faith in buses, but the post office, like DHL, has worked hard and made many improvements in the delivery of the goods.
On the other hand, the Postal Corporation manager in the Njombe region, Godwin Davis, insists that through the Customer Service Week and the World Postal Services Week, they have decided to reach out to the customers to understand better their needs.
We're grateful for enabling us as an organization to make a profit and being able to pay taxes to the government and also pay dividends.
And that was local news. And now let us take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And here is international news as compiled and read by Lulu Mohammed.
The Deputy President of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, has appeared before the National Assembly of Kenya for his defense on several charges against him that were presented by members of parliament aimed at impeaching him from power. Gachagua is accused of owning several properties linked to money laundering and corruption. He has confirmed to own some of the mentioned properties, but none of them were acquired through money laundering or corruption.
That Shabika Impex Private Limited was not successful. It did not supply any goods, and it did not receive any public funds in payment thereof with respect to the subject tender. Accordingly, I have not committed any crime under Section 45(1), 46, 47(a)(3), and 48(1) of the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act, and Section 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the Proceeds of Crime and Money Laundering Act. Further, I have not breached Section 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, for I did not bully any state or public officer with respect to the subject tender, and specifically, no evidence has been tendered to support the allegation at paragraph 78C of ground 11 at page 37 or 42 of the motion, which alleges that I summoned procurement officers in ministries and institutions, instructing them to direct procurement of goods and services in a specific manner.
During the discussion on the impeachment motion, the Member of Parliament for Kibwezi West, Mwenge Mutusi, who is the mover of that motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, maintained he has evidence to back all allegations against Gachagua. Voters in Mozambique are heading to the polls to elect new president and members of parliament tomorrow. Corruption and poverty have been major campaign issues. President Filipe Nyusi of the ruling party, Frelimo, is stepping down after serving 2 terms, and 4 candidates are running for the position. The Frelimo has been in power in Mozambique since it gained independence from Portugal in 1975.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, JKT basketball head coach Alfred Ngalaliji says his team has trained hard and is ready for the Africa Basketball League, which is expecting to kick off on October 15th, 2024 at Filbert Bay Court in Kibaha. Coach Alfred believes that the league will be competitive, but his team expects to maximize on the home advantage to snatch the title and claim their dominance in African basketball games.
The intensive exercise is not a big deal for us, for we believe that everything is happening at the point of the preparation. So it's normal for us to make sure that we have the very intensive exercise to prepare ourselves for the victory.
5 countries, including Madagascar, Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Seychelles, and the host Tanzania, have confirmed to participate in the Africa Basketball League. Tanzania Cricket Association TCA Chief Executive Officer Hamis Abdallah says they have started preparations for World Cricket Challenges that will be held in Uganda in November. CEO Abdallah told TBC News in Dar es Salaam that Tanzania cricket national team players have started training, hoping to showcase their quality skills in the competition.
Timu ilikuwa kwenye maandalizi kwa muda mrefu. Tulikuwa na mashindano ya T20 ambayo yalifanyika hapa.
We prepare enough since then through T20 tournaments, so we are more better. That's why we believe we can do good in tournaments. We're not underdogs anymore. So this round is up to 2027, so our target is to finish in top 4 among 8 teams.
Teams from various countries around the world are expecting to participate in the World Cricket Challenge. And that is sports news. And now before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, this is 24 hours of the forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Starting from tonight, 9 p.m. The state of the lake is expected to be slight to moderate, and the state of the sea is expected to be moderate. And we expect chance of rainfall over most parts of the country. And now let us see all the weather details, and this is what we expect for tonight. For Lake Victoria Basin, we expect partly cloud condition, thunderstorms over a few areas, and the rest part of the country is expected to be dry. And now let us see of what we expect for tomorrow. Over western parts of the country, Lake Victoria Basin, together with Rukwa region, we expect partly cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas, and sun periods. From there, Songwe, Iringa, Njombe, Ruvuma, Tanga, together with Pemba in the Unguja Isles, we expect particular condition, rain showers over a few areas, and sun periods. For central parts of the country, northeastern Highland, Morogoro, Dar es Salaam, Pwani including Mafia Isles, Lindi, and Mtwara region, we expect particular condition, light rain showers over a few areas, and sun periods. And now let us take a look of the next 4 days weather forecast. For Dar es Salaam, we expect sun period and rain showers, and minimum temperature is expected to reach 21 degrees of centigrade. Dodoma, we expect sun period and minimum temperature is expected to reach 17 degrees of centigrade. From there, we expect light rain and sun period, and minimum temperature is expected to reach 13 degrees of centigrade. For Mwanza, we expect thunder showers, and minimum temperature is expected to reach 18 degrees of centigrade. Kilimanjaro, we expect sun period and minimum temperature is expected to reach 18 degrees of centigrade. Morogoro, we expect sun period and rain showers, and minimum temperature is expected to reach 18 degrees of centigrade. Arusha, we expect sun period and minimum temperature is expected to reach 15 degrees of centigrade. And that's all for today. Make sure to catch up again tomorrow. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Mariam Fares. Bye-bye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparinyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.
Thank you.